been thinking, why was the fifth creepypasta reading delayed? Because I dreamed about Happy Happy all day and how long the first creepypasta of Happy Happy was. It was over an hour and a half long. Holy shit. But anyways, we are now back with creepypasta reading, and it's been months since we've done creepypasta reading, and I'm apologize for that. Because basically, I was thinking if I should continue doing creepypasta readings or not, and the questions were haunting me for days, and then I decided to start doing it again this summer, and guess what I'm doing right now. So yeah, and also you might ask yourself, have I watched the Sonic 25th anniversary party? Yes, I did, and I can tell you, it was amazing. It was top notch amazing. Okay, no, two Sonic games are gonna come out next year. It's Sonic Mania and Project 2017. We have no name confirmation yet, but it's the Sonic, and you're also saying, is it Sonic Generations 2? No, I don't think it is, because I think he said on the stream that the guy who talked, who was like, I call him Mr. Sega from now on. I keep forgetting his name all the time. I think he said that it is not a sequel, but a new experience. I think it said something like that. And at the end it says join the resistance. So it's a different type of Sonic collaboration game. By collaboration, I mean both the classic and modern Sonic. I thought it was also going to be a Dreamcast Sonic, from Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, and Sonic Advance. Yes, Sonic Advance for the Game Boy Advance! And the Sonic Flash game, which took the Sonic Advance engine to the internet. So I collect some creepypastas, and yeah, and I'm also doing this next week, or possibly doing the first week of August. I don't know, but enough jibby jabba. Let's begin. So we're gonna do this. Goodbye. And also one more thing. I haircut, so you can see it's not big now. It is completely shredded a little bit. So it's like this and like that, and my hair has been messed up. So originally it's gonna be like this, but it was like that. I look like Superman. Thank you, and actually, boom. Goodbye, fam, and let's get inside to World of Fair. Someone me on, and oh yeah, speaking of I'll click the creepypastas. Cameron have a creepypasta request since I think it was done the fourth creepypasta. Yeah, and I didn't get a chance to read creepypastas. I've read 3 out of 6 Happy Happy creepypastas, and he requested for Paw Patrol Lost episode, which I have right. Oh no, that's the whole right here. There it is. Now Paw Patrol, I haven't even heard about it, but it says it's a CG action preschool. Yeah, as you can see, it's like Dora the Explorer. It's a preschool show, and also for Chuggyton, the talking train, and also Multisonic, or Timothy Courtway, if I can call his real name. I think his name is Tim Courtway. I think so. Any question for the Sunday Man, so thank you for that. And god damn it, I'm gonna read Jeff the Killer, which is You all know what Jeff the Killer is. You all know what the story's about. For those who don't, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read this one soon, but keep finding music. So what is this at piano? Let me see. Let me just hear about. Not the sad piano music. Try to find the piano music for Live at a Town. You know, the type of music that someone in a game has. Now, I'm sorry if I didn't find the music before I start stream, but I'm gonna try and find it. 2 hours of dark. Ooh, what is this all about? Uh, okay, I'm gonna like this one for now. Okay, so gonna put it on 40p. I'm gonna move that. And yeah, thank you, Cameron. I'm gonna read this one first, so you guys can see it, right? I think you guys can see it. So, and also, like 30 minutes ago, I posted this one. That picture right there, where you see me pretending to play Pokemon Go, is for next month. I said it. Was the video I posted was basically basically this one. So if you guys ever can get a chance to read it, then it's good. So I came back home Sunday. Yeah, it was the last Sunday. Yes, you guys know. Another story. Can you wait for this story, Paul? If you can. If you can't wait for it, then just post it. Enough, Joe. Let's turn this on and let's keep it like this. I don't know. Hope you guys can hear me with that volume. So let's begin. My name is Jordan, and I'm not your average 23-year-old. I enjoy watching Nick Jr. Why? I just get some good laughs out of characters messing up, and why not? So when I heard there was a new show called Paw Patrol coming to Nick Jr., I was ecstatic. I couldn't wait to see another clumsy character like Jill from Bubble Guppies or Bubble Jubbies. I don't know. I watched the pilot episode, Pups and the Kitty Catastrophe. What? And I was instantly hooked. I mean, sure, talking dogs have been done before by shows like Pound Puppies and 101 Dalmatians, but this was different. The show was focused on around teaching young children how to work together and help the community, which, in my opinion, is much more valuable than teaching them another language. I'm looking at you, Dora the Explorer. However, my absolute favorite character had to be Marshall. He was a Dalmatian, which already gave him points in my mind. But he was also clumsy. Not like really clumsy, just in a comical sense. Plus, he was so brave. Just like me. But enough about that. The reason I'm here today is to tell you of a lost episode of Paw Patrol. Supposedly set to air after Pups Make a Splash and Pups Fall Festival. However, it wasn't aired, and there was no explanation given as to why. Spearmaster simply stated, It didn't really fit the atmosphere of the show. I thought it was both. They were all set to. Oh, okay, okay. I didn't. Okay. Let's restart that. I thought it was bullshit. They were all set to air a new episode, and then they canceled it at the last second. Who does that? Now I said bold like that, just like censor it, but I'm just gonna have un- uncensored, offensive language thingy here. So don't be offended of this. I decided to ask around and see if anyone had any knowledge. Knowledge spells is with E and D, not knowledge. Okay. Had any knowledge of this last episode? Unsurprisingly, I got nowhere. I either got a no, a what are you talking about? There's no lost episode of Paw Patrol, or it looked like I just killed somebody, which made no sense whatsoever. You're right, there was one man, I'm assuming in his mid-30s, who knew what I was talking about. He told me he used to work for Nickelodeon Studios back in the good old days when cartoons like SpongeBob were just starting. He said he had worked there as recently as a month ago, but then quit. When I asked him why he quit, he said the following. We were brainstorming new ideas for the show Paw Patrol when someone asked if we should have one of the pups die during a rescue attempt. I got up and shouted, "Are you insane? This is a kid's show. We can't depict death. Do you know how many viewers we would lose for that? It's not fucking happening." And slammed the door. That was the last day I clocked in. I then decided to jump straight to the point. I asked him if he had a copy of Lost Episode. To my utmost surprise, he said, "I think I do actually. It's the last copy in existence. At least the last one I know of." I have a glass of orange juice next to my computer, so that's why I took a drink. At least the last one I know of. "You can have it, no charge." I was dumbfounded by those words. He was giving me what was possibly the last copy of the Lost Paw Patrol episode for free. He even told me it's never been watched before. I couldn't help but smile and say, "Thanks, man." I received a "You're welcome anytime" in response. Responses with an S. If only I knew then what I know, the horror that was in that disc. Is he even speaking English or something? I don't know. I got home at around 4 p.m., played a few minutes of Halo, one of my favorite games. Same here. Then decided to watch the last episode of Paw Patrol. I popped it in, and to my surprise, a DVD-like menu screen came up. The options were play, scene select, extras, options, and the last one, which I found kind of funny. What's out? Maybe it was just a joke for more hardcore fans of Paw Patrol. I decided to play it safe and pick the options menu. In it, there were settings for subtitles, voice volume, music volume, and language. Why would it ever be voice or music volume? It's for video games, not movies. Nothing out of the ordinary there. I then went to check extras. A big red "No" popped out on the screen when I selected it. No? I said to myself, but I figured I just had to watch the episode first. I wish I had was out. The normal Paw Patrol opening played as it should. No disturbing music, no jump scares, none of that crap. It wasn't until the end that it was strange. And by strange, I mean it was missing the bark at the end when the logo shines over. But I figured that was to be expected since this was an unfinished episode and braced myself for the title card. There barely was one. I mean, it was just a plain white background with four words etched into it in black. The title of the lost episode, "Pups Yelp for Help." I immediately thought, I hope this isn't a fucking Rick roll or something like that. I hate Rick rolls. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against Rick Ashley. I chat. I just heard this famous song, "Never Gonna Give You Up," about a million times. Thankfully, it started out just like Pups Make a Splash. Rubber riding on his skateboard on the way to Katie's vet clinic. He looked perfectly normal too. I started thinking this was just a big practical joke the guy played on me, but kept watching. However, instead of vet, instead of the vet, Rubble skated up to the lookout. I mean, it was edited so well it looked like an actual episode where he really was skating to the lookout. That, however, is when things began to get weird. Zuma was waiting outside with Rocky, and Ryder was nowhere in sight. When Rubble skated up to the entrance, Zuma said, "Wobble, thank goodness you're back. Ryder was worried about you." Worried. Rubble replied with, "Ryder was worried about me? Why?" The Rocky chimed in, and what he said sent up red flags in my head. "Something's happened inside. I think it's another mission. But I don't feel good about this one." Don't ask why, but after I began sweating profusely. Did something happen to Ryder or one of the other pups? My fears were put to rest when the normal elevator sequence began. However, it was just those three. I was confused until it reached the top, where Chase, Marshall, and Sky were already in position. However, Chase did not say his usual, "Ready for action, Ryder, sir," line. Instead, it went something like, "Paw Patrol is ready for action." This unnerved me, as I really liked Ryder, and he was nowhere to be seen. Marshall said what I was thinking a short time later. "Where's Ryder?" He got replies from the other pups in order. "I don't know, but this isn't normal." "You're telling me? This is kind of creepy, isn't it?" "You said it, dude." Then without warning, Ryder appeared on the giant screen. All the pups let out a small scream of surprise. I couldn't tell where it was, but it looked too well animated to be CGI. He then said, "Sorry about that, pups. I didn't mean to scare you." He was met with, "Ryder, where are you? And why aren't you here? Why weren't you here?" from Rocky. What he said next, what he said next made my blood turn to ice. It was so unexpected. I will never, ever forget the next words Ryder said. "Well, I was on my way back to the lookout, but my ATV broke down. I tried calling for help, but nobody could hear me. And then I sort of fell through a portal, and now I'm in the real world." All six pups dropped as I yelled at immortal words. "What the fuck?" Yikes. Also great story. That was weird. Yeah, that was the best thing. I was like, yeah! What am I doing? I'm 17, bro. You spelled years wrong. What is this? A bunch of 10-year-olds who can't speak. You said it was cliche. Look at the title. Okay. What do you mean cliche? Listen, can you shut the hell up, phone? Fucking hell, it's gonna vibrate every single time. Alright, Paul. Here's what you asked me to do. That wasn't. It was Tim. Sorry, it was Tim. Here's Tim. Here's what you asked me to do, Tim. The Slenderman. Or or the Grossman. Hold on. What was the Oh, Paul's about to say something. Hold on. Got the notifications. Boom. What the fuck? Hi, Mr. Queller. How are you? Yeah, I got copyright claim for freaking. It's not finished, but I'll let you know when the next one comes out. Oh, okay. Makes sense. It ends with a cliffhanger. God damn it, Paw Patrol. Yes, I got a couple acclaim for this song that they put up for Psych Mini trailer. It was, I think it was Checkpoint that Eric said for the song that was in the trailer. He was just searching around for the song and then he found Checkpoint, which is by the DJs from the start of the Sonic Party. What was next? Oh yeah, Sonic did the dab and he did the nay. He dabbed and nay. What? Oh my god. I think it's still on Sonic the Hedgehog's official Twitch. Just type in Sonic Official in the search tab on Twitch, then it'll show up. Drinking apple juice. We got some other issues for the Sonic's 25th anniversary party. And then before the trailer starts, what was his name? It starts with an A. It was Alan or Aaron. I don't know. Hold on, let me look on the Twitter here for my phone. I'm not gonna do it on my computer. I got 5 notifications, okay? Oh wow, Eric liked my vid. Oh, that's cool. Okay, cool, nice. Oh shit, it's trending on Twitter. Justice League, Wonder Woman, Skull Island, Aquaman, Marvel, Star Trek. So Justice League, Wonder Woman, Skull Island, and Aquaman was trending because the Comic-Con trailer came out only for Wonder Woman, Justice League, and Kong, Skull Island. Oh yeah, Aaron Weber. Yeah. A fan of all types of desert. I also do social media and PR for a certain blue hedgehog. Tweets here on my own. You grab my thorn. And yes, I follow Aaron Weber. But also, every time. Okay, hold on. Let me just show you guys. Hold on. Let me just turn up. Okay, you see, you have to turn on my face cam again, just so show you. So every time I finish reading a creepypasta story, it's over here. If you can see it, can you focus? It says creepypastas that God damn, Manny. Creepypastas that I read so far, and these are the ones that I've read right there. And I'm gonna put the Paw Patrol right in the middle for Happy because I'm not like done with Happy stories. It's just I have 3 more, but I don't think I can do them today. Paw Patrol. What was it? Paw Patrol Lost episode. Next one is. Yes. Okay. I put the charger on them. You see in this glass right here, you might be wondering, why are you holding a beer glass? And yeah, you might be wondering why I do holding a beer glass. I usually drink Fanta and apple juice from this glass. Sometimes, but I don't know. And I'm thinking, is that beer? No. I poured it from the apple juice. You see, there's apples in it. There's freaking apples. Yeah. I was about to say, but yeah, I'm coming home to Sweden next Sunday. No, it's either next Sunday or no, hold on. Where's the calendar? Calendar, man. Oh. When was he in Killing? Okay, let's see. I think it was next Sunday or August 1st. Something like that. I don't know. We also, when we let, we have to pick up our dog from my parents' friends because she's like there for almost a month now. So, yeah. Anyways, moving on. Hold on. Let's do Fapa. And call me Knowledge World Junior. Alright? Want to see when I do this? Oh. I should prove when I do the Knowledge World. That's my Matthew Santoro Knowledge Whale. Shout out to Matthew Santoro. Look at this. No, shout out to Matthew Santoro. He's a great guy. He's a great dude. Knows what he's doing. All that type of stuff. Yiggity, yiggity, yiggity. Okay. Oi, the Slender Man. Can you see this? Pretty good. Gonna read Slender Man. And the request was by Timothy Courtway, also known as Multishonic 247 or 24/7. And you might also be wondering. I have to stop saying that, but before I'll be honest, didn't his channel get terminated? Well, I think he made a new one. I don't know why his channel got terminated. It was also a glitch or whatever. If it's a glitch, then I don't know what to say. But anyways, moving along. The Slender Man is a alleged paranormal figure purport to have been in existence for centuries, covering a large geographic area. Believers in the Slender Man ties his appearances with many other legends around the world, including Fear Duft or the Dark Man in Scotland, the Dutch Tuckerman Branchman, and the German legend of the Grobman or the Grossman, the Tall Man. The Slender Man is a being, male in appearance, who looks like a man with extremely long, slender arms and legs. He also appears to have 4 to 8 long black tentacles that protrude from his back, though different photographs and enthusiasts disagree on this fact, and therefore it is theorized he can contract these tentacles at will. He is described as wearing a black suit strikingly similar to the visage of the notorious Men in Black, and as the name suggests, appears very thin and able to stretch his limbs and torso to inhuman lengths in order to induce fear and ensnare his prey. Once his arms are outstretched, his victims are put into something of a hypnotized state where they are utterly helpless to stop themselves from walking into them. He's also able to create tendrils from his fingers and back that he uses to walk on in a similar fashion to Dr. Octopus from the Marvel Universe, who is also an enemy to Spider-Man. This superhuman stretching ability could also be seen as similar between Mr. Fantastic from Fantastic Four, who is also from Marvel. Whether he absorbs, kills, or merely takes his victims to an undisclosed location or dimension is also unknown, as there are never any bodies or evidence left behind in his wake to deduce a definite conclusion. His face is pale and slightly ghostly, and almost appears to have been wrapped in a type of gauze or cloth. His facial features are also an object of debate, and many people believe that his face look different to each person if it is seen at all. He sometimes is portrayed wears a hat, which is sometimes a bowler, a fedora, or sometimes a top hat. He may also be seen wearing a long flowing necktie or scarf, which is either red or gray. He often keeps his long, pale hands crossed politely behind his back or hanging loosely at his sides. His suit is black, sometimes portrayed as pinstripe in artwork, a common misconception thanks to the very similar Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas. He has long coattails, which he lets flow proudly. He wears long dress shoes, which are always shine a perfect, gleaming black. Behavior. Much of the fascination with Slenderman is rooted in the overall aura of mystery that he is wrapped in. Despite the fact that it is rumored he kills children almost exclusively, it is difficult to say whether or not his only objective is slaughter. Oftentimes it is either reported or recorded that he can be found in sections of woods, and these generally tend to be suburban, been reported of children, as many photographs portray. It is commonly thought that he resides in woods and forests and preys on children. He seems unconcerned with being exposed in dealing or capturing photos. It is often thought as well that he enjoys stalking people who become overly paranoid about his existence, purposefully giving them glimpses of himself in order to further frighten them. For this reason, it seems like Slender very much enjoys psychologically torturing his victims. He also often appears to float or drift around rather than walk, which suggests the possibility of him being a ethereal being rather than a creature or a man. This will also explain why he is able to remain immobile in spite of his poorly proportioned body. Even though Slenderman was fabricated on something awful forms, or was he? Some people have already claimed sightings. He is seen mostly at night, peering to open windows and walks out in front of lone motorists on secluded roads. His main intentions appear to be kidnapping children, as when he is seen near them in photographs. They usually disappear shortly afterwards. The Slenderman has also inspired many stories such as those of Marble Hornets. Marble Hornets, okay, I've watched the whole Marble Hornets, and the whole of the series was very good. It was very good. It was very well made. You guys should check it out. The channel is still on YouTube, I believe, and they stopped posting because I think the series is over now. So, yeah. And if you want to read all those, watch all those videos in order, then do it on. Just find the Marble Hornets on YouTube and just go to the playlist section, and then it says Marble Hornets in order, and then you saw those videos that are in order. In the end, though, his purpose is unknown. An interest is taken on Slenderman by Pasta member who is relying on the Marble Hornet series for evidence/facts. There's been a big misconception about my pal, Slenderman, due to the appearance of this article. He does not have hair or face. Everything else is correct. There's also something questioning as to whether or not there is more than one. I found it unlikely. It's most likely Slendy fucking with your head or think that there is more than one, which he has been known to do. As of now, Slendy has 3 or 4 known accomplices. These are Hood, Maskey, the Rake, and possibly the Observer. Not much is known yet because the next episode of the Noah Maxwell arc has not yet been released. In the Marble Hornets arc, Hood and Maskey are possibly his followers. In the Everyman Hybrids arc, the Rake seems to be working with him, but we aren't really sure if that is true or not. The Rake. Oh my god, can we read that? Please, 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 please. Oh, it's a video about the Rake. Okay. Oh, we can't watch that. Yeah, no. We can watch this one. Okay, we're gonna read the Rake next after Slenderman, and his story is almost done. I'm not gonna read those. Where was I? Oh yeah. Historical references. The Brazilian cave paintings. The earliest argued reference to the legend is within the cave paintings found in the Serra da Capivara National Park in the northeast of Brazil, which are believed to date from as far back as 9000 BC. These paintings show a strangely elongated character leading a child by the hand, but make no reference to the extra Jeez. So I guess he's the one right there. I don't know. I think it's this one. I don't know. Egyptian hieroglyphs. Next known possible reference to the Slenderman comes from around 3100 BC in Lower Egypt, with references to the thief of the gods or the thief of Cook, becoming commonplace during the reign of Pharaoh Wasner. Hieroglyphic carvings representing the thief were found in the pharaoh's tomb, who is rumored to have had some kind of encounter with the entity. The carvings resemble a strange figure with multiple upper limbs, one that has never been found in any other hieroglyph language. The German woodcuts. Renowned German woodcutter Hans Frankenberg created at least two woodcuts featuring character he described as the Ritter, the Knight, during the mid-16th century that were discovered in Heinsberg Castle in 1883. Whilst Frankenberg was well known for his realistic depiction of human anatomy, something that was unusual among woodcuts of the time, these pictures feature a skeletal, multi-limbed character, which I think is right here. Historians are unsure of the exact symbolic nature of the character, with some claiming that it is a personification of the religious wars that raged in Europe at the time, while others say it represents the mysterious plagues that have been believed to be the reason for the mysterious abandoning of the Hallsberg Castle and the nearby village in 1543. Many insist that Frankenberg was attempted to represent the Grobman, or the Grossman, tall man. According to legend, he was the fairy who lived in the Black Forest. Bad children who crept into the woods at night will be relentlessly chased by the Grubman, who will leave them be until they either caught them or they're forced to tell their parents of their wrongdoing. Even then, there is a chilling account from an old journal dating from about 1702. My child, my Lars, is gone. Taken from his bed. The only thing that we found was a scrap of black clothing. Feels like cotton, but it is softer, thicker. Lars came into my bedroom yesterday, screaming at the top of his lungs that danger is outside. I asked him what he was talking about, and he told me some nonsense fairy story about the Grobman. He said he went into the groves by our village and found one of my cows dead, hanging from a tree. I thought nothing of it at first, but now he's gone. We must find Lars, and my family must leave before we are killed. I'm sorry, my son. I should have listened. May God forgive me. You're all forgiven, my child. Roman mythology. There's also Romanian fairy tale, which tells the legend of the tall man, featuring this description, which may have taken to refer to the slender man. The tall man stood in a clearing, dressed as a nobleman, all in black. Shadows lay over him, dark as a cloudy midnight. He had many arms, all long and boneless as snakes, all sharp as swords, and they writhed like worms on nails. He did not speak, but many tell the tall man causes a mother to kill her husband and child before he slid from a fireplace and clenches her in his burning embrace. Hold on, let me just look at that. Okay. English mythology. There's also English myth referring to the tree man, whom is said to have a slim body with appendages that looks like tree branches. He is only known to be seen in the woods and was used as a story that parents told their children to thwart bad behavior. There have been quite a few disappearances of children that have been said to be linked to the tree man. Right, we're now going to the rake. Hold on, how long are we doing this again? Hold on, let's Google. That is something. Is anyone still watching? Oh, okay. To the rake, who is I don't know who it was. I don't know. Well, there's this side note, or there's some blogs about them talking about not him but it. During the summer of 2003, events in the northeastern United States involving a strange human-like creature sparked brief local media interest before apparent blackout was enacted. Little or no information was left intact, as most online and written accounts of the creature were mostly mysteriously destroyed. Prominent focus in rural New York State and ones found in Idaho. Self-proclaimed witnesses told stories of their encounters with a creature of unknown origin. Emotions ranged from extremely traumatic levels of fright and discomfort to an almost childlike sense of playfulness and curiosity. While the published versions are no longer on record, the memories remain powerful. Several of the involved parties began looking for answers that year. In early 2006, the collaboration had accumulated nearly 2,000 documents dating between the 12th century and present day, spanning 4 continents. In almost all cases, the stories were identical. I've been in contact with a member of this group and was able to get some excerpts for the upcoming book. Prepared to take my life, I feel it necessary to assuage any guilt or pain I have introduced through this act. It is not the fault of anyone other than him, for once I woke and felt his presence, and once I awoke and saw his form. Once again I awoke and heard his voice, and looked into his eyes. I cannot sleep without fear of what I might next awake to experience. I cannot ever wake. Goodbye. Found in the same wooden box were 2 empty envelopes addressed to William and Rose, and one loose personal letter with no envelope. Dear Lenny, I have prayed for you. He spoke your name. A journal entry translated from Spanish, 1880. I've experienced the greatest terror. I've experienced the greatest terror. I've experienced the greatest terror. I see his eyes when I close mine. They're hollow, black. They saw me and pierced me. His wet hand. I will not sleep. His voice on the terrible text. A Marine's log, 1691. He came to me in my sleep. From the foot of my bed I felt a sensation. He took everything. We must return to England. We should not return here again at the request of the rake. I think the last one. 6. I'll think about this one a little bit. What was it? Yeah, the work was just sitting in the parents' bedroom, and they moved to the children's room, and he took, I think the daughter, I guess it was the daughter it took. I don't know. Anyways, let's read. 3 years ago, I just returned from a trip from Niagara Falls with my family for the 4th of July, the Independence Day. We were exhausted after a long day of driving, so my husband and I put the kids right to bed and called it a night. At about 4 a.m., I woke up thinking my husband had gotten up to use the restroom. I used the moment to steal back the sheets, wanting to wake him in the process. I apologized and told him I thought he got out of bed. When he turned to face me, he gasped and pulled his feet up from the end of the bed so quickly his knees almost kicked me out of the bed. Then he grabbed me and said nothing. After adjusting to the dark for a half second, I was able to see what caused the strange reaction. At the foot of the bed, sitting and facing away from us, there was what appeared to be a naked man. A naked man, or a large hairless dog of some sort. Its body position was disturbing and unnatural, as if it had been hit by a car or something. For some reason, I was not instantly frightened by it, but more concerned as to its condition. At this point, I was somewhat under the assumption that we were supposed to help him. My husband was peering over his arm and knee, tucked into the fetal position, occasionally glancing into the creature. In a flurry of motion, the creature scrambled around the side of the bed, and then crawled quickly in a flailing of motion right along the bed until it was less than a foot from my husband's face. The creature was completely silent for about 30 seconds, or probably closer to 5. It just seemed like a while. Just looking at my husband, the creature then placed its hands on his knee and ran into the hallway, leading to the kids' rooms. I screamed and ran for the light switch, planning to stop it before it hurt my children. When I got to the hallway, the light from the bedroom was enough to see it crouching and hunched over about 20 feet away. I turned around and looked directly on the wall and saw my daughter Clara. Oh, I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! Oh, goddamn, Marinette. The creature ran down the stairs when my husband and I rushed to help our daughter. She was very badly injured and spoke only once more in a short life. She said, "He is the rake." My husband drove his car into the lake that night while rushing our daughter to the hospital. They did not survive. You, you, you mean that she did survive? Um, oh, I'm sorry. Being a small town, news got around pretty quickly. The police were helpful at first, and the local newspaper took a lot of interest as well. However, the story was never published, and the local television news never followed up either. For several months, my son Justin and I stayed in a hotel near my parents' house. After we decided to return home, I began looking for answers myself. I eventually located a man in the next town over who had a similar story. We got in contact and began talking about our experiences. He knew only 2 other people in New York who had seen the creature we now referred to as the rake. It took the 4 of us about 2 solid years of hunting on the internet and writing letters to come up with a small collection of what we believed to the accounts of the rake. None of them gave any details, history, or follow-up. One journal had an entry involving the creature in its first 3 pages and never mentioned it again. A ship's log explained nothing of it counter, saying only that they were told to leave by the rake. That was the last entry in the log. There were, however, many instances where the creature's visit was one of a series of visits with the same person. Multiple people also mentioned being spoken to, my daughter included. This led us to wonder if the rake had visited any of us before last encounter. I set up a digital recorder near my bed and left it running all night. Every night for 2 weeks. I would tediously scan through the sounds of me rolling around in my bed each day when I woke up. By the end of the second week, I was quite used to the occasional sound of sleep while blurring through the recording at 8 times the normal speed. This still took almost an hour every day. On the first day of the 3rd week, I thought I heard something different. What I found was a shrill voice. It was the rake. I can listen to it long enough to even begin to transcribe it. I haven't let anyone listen to it yet. All I know is that I've heard it before, and I now believe that it spoke when I was sitting in front of my husband. I don't remember hearing anything at this time, but for some reason, the voice on the recording immediately brings me back to that moment. The thoughts that must have gone through my daughter's head make me very upset. Sorry. I've not seen the rake since he ruined my life, but I know that he has been in my room while I slept. I know and fear that one night I'll wake up to see him staring at me. Who are you again? I don't know. Okay, haunted by screams. Okay. Okay, let's watch This one, which is 516 Creepypasta The Rake. I can watch this one a little bit, but is it basically in the forest?
Jungle for over a month. Or a month. Picking it up, you know. I know he's up here. He... Are we gonna go and come on, let's go out there. I think that was Logan. Hello? Hello?
Okay. Okay. That was something. Let's not enter that documentary video again. We can enter the documentary video, but we have to do that another day. Possibly on another creepypasta video. Or something else, I don't know. Back into creepypasta videos. Yeah, I should make this. I don't know. It'll be up somewhere this year, but you just have to wait. But anyways, we're gonna go through this one. The creepypasta, The Rake. Here we go. Oh, Jesus. Okay, you can stop blinking now.
It tried to walk like a man, but it wasn't a man. I don't know what it was. It wore a mask, I think, because it knew if we saw its face. You could tell it wasn't a man. He could talk, but it wasn't right. It was like the way a dog makes a noise. It was high-pitched, squeaky, like when a scared dog barks. I can't remember it now. It was a long time ago. He knew the names of my mother and my father. He said that he knew what they dreamed, and that they knew he was called the Rake. The Rake told me that I would miss him. And I asked him why. It said that I would find out in a long, long time. I don't remember how the Rake left. I think about it now, but it's more like a dream. But I know it was real. I know that he was real. And I know that I will see him again.
Well, we'll know how she encountered him. Wait, have I read the hold on. I think I read the Russians experiment. No, I haven't read it. I haven't even read it. Oh shit. Is it still okay? How did he kill the rake? Well, bone. No, seriously, what bone? Yeah. Just looking for some gaming creepypastas. Yup, we're returning to vegan creepypastas once again. Oh my god. Sorry. Whatsoever burping. Oh my goodness. Where's Cupcakes? Where's Cupcakes creepypasta? Cupcakes creepypastas. There it is. We could watch the animation if we want to. Oh boy. Oh, hold. I have to do this. Because if it includes a certain picture or whatever, I don't know what will. Because it for huh. I have no idea. I have no idea. I think it's because of dismemberment or something. I have no idea. I don't think the cupcakes could possibly have to do like another day. I don't know. I don't know. God damn, I don't know. Dear Esther. Is creepypasta taken from the game? I don't know. I'm sweating a little bit. Ouch. Super Mario 64. Nah. Super Mario Petit Legend of 7 Screams. Yeah, okay, let's go. Let's go back to the sharing screens again. Let's go back to the sharing screens. Yeah, but Red Pac-Man, remember that. Time Splitters, it's not hip, I read it. Fallout for Number Station, I've read it as well. Herobrine as well. Ben Drown as excuse, okay, I think it's right here. Yeah, it's right here. Yeah. Zorax. What is that? Excuse me. What is sure. Yeah. Okay. No person. Wait, didn't he do that though? Yeah, it fucking did so. It did so. What the fuck? I don't know. Yeah, you said it. You said it. You said it. There's no escape of saying anything. Hell no. Live and what you have on as well? I don't trust you, but I can check it out anyways. What the fuck?
Holy, we should encounter a real life glitch.
Oh my god, it is real.
Wait, what?
There's not even meant to be this music here.
What the fuck?
Why did you have to write this cuss fucking script about this cuss fucking game? All this cuss shit.
Look, dude, we got 3 ocarinas.
He's talking shit about the glitch.
Somebody go get the others. I have to see this.
Dude, we can retake this.
Little extra.
Wow. You made me refill the whole glass of apple juice now. Congratulations, sir. You made me
You have a
refill.
sword.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is life imitating art.
Life imitating art. Yeah, where's your sword? Oh, I saw your ass.
Can you play the ocarina? Try and play that Better the Devil You Know.
I can't believe they played the song of what was it? The song of Heal, I think it was. I don't know. He played on his sack pipe while I was pouring apple juice on the glass. Wait, wasn't there more though? Oh, never mind. It's the same. Well, good for him. That's the same guy. Was that Jesus Christ? It scared me a little bit. Yeah, I saw dogs outside, so that scared me a tiny bit. And I also had 3 ocarinas and no sword. What? 3 ocarinas? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, a real life Ben Drown. Congratulations, creepy pups. Won. You won the internet. No joking. Oh god, okay. Memes. Oh boy. Hypnos Lullaby. Should we do that? Is it the only lyrics of this song? Yeah. Is the YouTube version, the creepypasta version, the same, or what is it? Edition med Hunter. Okay, we're not gonna. We're just gonna let this guy right here, Mr. Hypno, who is like a hypnotizer, who hypnotizes the Pokemons. So we're gonna do that. So have fun, ladies and gentlemen. Hypno, Pokemon number 97. Enjoy. Because depending on like the advice, there was once
Come, little children, come with me. Safe and happy you will be. Away from home, now let us run. With Hypno you'll have so much fun. Oh, little children, please don't cry. Hypno wouldn't hurt you lie. Be free to frolic, free to play. Come with me to our cave to stay.
What? What the fuck? Hold on. There's a YouTube version. I can't even believe you're doing this to us. This is not the YouTube version. I am fucking you.
Come, little children, come with me.
restart.
Safe and happy you will be, away from home now let us run. With Hypno you'll have so much fun. Oh, little children, please don't cry. Hypno will teach to fly. Be free to frolic, free to play. Come with me to our cave to stay. Oh, little children, please don't squirm. These ropes I know will hold you firm. Now look to me, the pendant calls. Back and forth your eyelids fall. Oh, little children, you cannot leave. For you, your families will grieve. Minds unraveling at the seams, allowing me to haunt their dreams. Do not wail and do not weep. It's time for you to go to sleep. Little children, you were not clever. Now you'll stay with me forever.
Well, thanks to Hypno for destroying me. No, seriously, that was creepy. That was creepy. Thank you, Hypno, sir. We must leave now. Holy shit! What the fuck did we just witness? Oh, okay. Why is it so Nope. Nope. Hell no. Oh, Jesus. We haven't even read 1999. 1999. Can we find 1999? Oh, we can. Oh, we can find it. This is a long word as well. Oh, Jesus, stop doing that. That fucking scared me, dude. God damn. Alright. How about Squidward's suicide, huh? Should we do that? Should we do freaking SpongeBob creepypasta? Or should we just do Jeff the Killer first? I know, wait for Jeff the Killer, we have to wait for him. Let's go into Squidward's suicide, boys and girls. I just want to start by saying, if you want to answer at the end, prepare to be disappointed. This just isn't one. I was an intern at Nickelodeon Studios for a year in 2005 for my degree in animation. It wasn't paid, of course. Most internships aren't. But it did have some perks beyond education. To adults, it might have seemed like a big one, but most kids at the time would go crazy over it. Now, since I worked directly with editors and animators, I got to view the new episodes days before they aired. I'll get right to it without giving too many unnecessary details. They have very recently made the SpongeBob movie, and the entire star was somehow sapped of creativity, so it took them longer to start up the season. But the delay lasted longer for more upsetting reasons. There was a problem with the Series 4 premiere that set everything back for several months. Me and two other interns were in the editing room along with the lead animators and sound editors for the final cut. We received a copy that was supposed to be Fear of the Krabby Patty and gathered around the screen to watch. Now, given that it isn't final yet, animators often put up a mock title card, sort of an inside joke for us, with phony, oftentimes lewd titles such as How Sex Doesn't Work instead of Rocket Bye Rivalry. when SpongeBob and Patrick adopt the sea scallop. Nothing particularly funny, but work-related chuckles. So when we saw the title card, Squidward's Suicide, we didn't think it more than a morbid joke. One intern instead a small thrilled laugh at it. He's like, yeah. The happy-go-lucky music plays as it is normal. The story began with Squidward practicing his clarinet, hitting a few sour notes like normal. We hear SpongeBob laughing outside and Squidward stops, yelling at him to keep it down as he is at a concert that night needs to practice. I've watched the episode before, but no, I'm not talking about Squidward's Suicide, but it is like a similar that's similar to the plot there for the episode when they practice for a concert. Where's the clarinet? Oh, SpongeBob says okay and goes to see Sandy with Patrick. The bubble splash screen comes up and we see the ending of the Squidward's concert. This is when things began to seem off. While playing, a few frames repeat themselves, but the sound doesn't. At this point, the sound is synced up with animation, so yes, that's not common. But when it stops playing, the sound finishes as if the skip never happened. There's a slight murmuring in the crowd before they began to boo him. Not normal cartoon booing that is common in the show, but you can very clearly hear malice in it. Squidward is in full frame and looks visibly afraid. The shot goes to the ground, with SpongeBob in the center frame. And he too is booing, very much unlike him. That isn't the oddest thing, though. What is odd is everyone has hyper-realistic eyes. Oh boy, let's go to the cliche ones. Very detailed, clear enough shots of real people's eyes. Real people's eyes. But something a bit more real than CGI. The pupils were red. Some of us looked at each other, obviously confused. But since we weren't the writers, we didn't question its appeal to children yet. The shot goes to Squidward sitting on the edge of his bed, looking very forlorn. The view out of his porthole window is of a night sky, so it isn't very long after the concert. The unsettling part is that at this point there is no sound. Literally no sound. Not even the feedback from the speakers in the room. It's as if the speakers were turned off, though their status showed them working perfectly. He just sat there, blinking, in silence for about 30 seconds. Then he started to sob softly. He puts his hands and tentacles over his eyes and cried quietly for a full minute more. All the while, a sound in the background, very slowly growing from nothing to barely audible. It sounded like a slight breeze through a forest. The screen slowly begins to zoom in on his face. By slow, I mean it's only noticeable if you look at shots 10 seconds apart side by side. His sobbing gets louder, more full of hurt and anger. What was I? His song gets louder. What? The screen does twitches a bit, as if it twists in on itself for a split second, then back to normal. The wind through the trees sound gets slowly louder and more severe, as if a storm is brewing somewhere. The eerie part is the sound, and Squidward's sobbing sounded real, as if the sound wasn't coming from the speakers, but as if the speakers were holes the sound was coming through from the other side. As good a sound as the studio likes to have, they don't purchase the equipment to be that good to produce sound of that quality. Below the sound, the wind and sobbing very faint. Something sounded like laughing. It came at odd intervals and never lasted more than seconds, so you have had a hard time pinning it. We watched the show twice, so pardon me if things sound too specific, but I had time to think about them. After 30 seconds of this, the screen blurred and twitched violently, and something flashed on the screen as if a single frame was replaced. The lead animation editor paused and rewound frame by frame. What we saw was horrible. It was a still photo of a dead child. It couldn't have been more than 6. The face was mangled and bloody. one eye dangling over his upturned face, popped. He was naked down to his underwear, his stomach clearly cut open and his entrails laying beside him. He was laying on some pavement that was probably a road. The most upsetting part was that there was a shadow of the photographer. There was no crime tape, no evidence, tags, or markers, and the angle was completely off for a shot designed to be evidence. It was seen the photographer was the person responsible for the child's death. We were of course mortified, but pressed on, hoping that it was just a sick joke. The scream flew back to Squidward, still sobbing, louder than before, and half body in frame. There was now what appears to be blood running down from his face from his eyes, down his face from his eyes. The blood was also done in a hyper-realistic style, looking as if you touched it, you'd get blood on your fingers. The wind sounded now as if it were that of a gale blowing through the forest. There were even snappy sounds of branches, the laughing, a deep baritone, lasting as long intervals, coming more. About 20 seconds, the screen again twisted and showed a single frame photo. The alien was reluctant to go back. We all were, but he knew he had to. This time the photo was that of what appeared to be a little girl, no older than the first child. She was laying on her stomach, her parodies in a pool of blood next to her. Her left eye was too popped out and popped, naked except for underpants. Her entrails were piled on top of her, above another crud cut along her back. Again, the body was on the street, and the photographer's shadow was visible, very similar in size and shape to the first. I had to choke back vomit and want in turn. The only female in the room right now, the show resumed. About 5 seconds after this second photo played, Squidward was silent, as did all sound, like it was when this scene started. Put his tentacles down when his eyes were now done in hyperrealism, like the others were in the beginning of this episode. They were bleeding, bloodshot, and pulsating. He just stared at the screen as if watching the viewer. After about 10 seconds, he started sobbing, this time not covering his eyes. The sound was piercing and loud. And most fear-including of all is this sobbing was mixed with screams. Tears and blood were dripping down his face at a heavy rate. The wind sound came back, and so did the deep voice laughing. And this time, the still photo lasted for a good 5 frames. The anime was able to stop it on the 4th and backed up. This time, the photo was of a boy about the same age, but this time the scene was different. The entrails were just being pulled out from a stomach wound by a large hand. The right eye popped and dangling, blood trickling down it. The animator proceeded. It was hard to believe, but the next one was different, but we couldn't tell what. He went on the next same thing. He went back to the first and played them quicker, and I lost it. I vomited on the floor. The animator and sound editors gasping at the screen. 5 frames were not as if there were 5 different photos. They were played out as if they were frames from a video. We saw the hand slowly lift out of the guts. We saw the kid's eyes focus on it. We even saw 2 frames of the kid beginning to blink. Jesus. The lead sound editor told us to stop. He had to call in the creators to see this. Mr. Hillenberg arrived within about 15 minutes. He was confused as to why he was called on there, so the editor just continued the episode. Once the few frames were shown, all screaming, all sound again stopped. Squidward was just staring at the viewer, full frame of the face, for about 3 seconds. And that deep voice said, "Do it." And we see in Squidward's hands a shotgun. He immediately pulls the gun in his mouth and pulls the trigger. Realistic blood and brain matter splatter the wall behind him and his bed, and he flies back with the force. The last 5 seconds of this episode shows his body on the bed, on the side, one eye dangling on what's left of his head above the floor, staring blankly at it. Then the episode ends. Mr. Hillenberg is obviously angry at this. He may demand to know what the heck was going on. Most people left the room at this point, so it's just a handful of us to watch it again. Viewing the episode twice only served to imprint the entirety of it in my mind and cause me horrible nightmares. I'm sorry I stayed. The only theory we could think of was the file was edited by someone in the chain from the drawing studio to here. The CTO was called in to analyze when it happened. The analysis of the file did show it was edited over by new material. However, the timestamp of it was a mere 24 seconds before we began viewing it. All equipment involved was examined for foreign software and hardware as well as glitches, as if the timestamp may have glitched and showed the wrong time. Sorry. But everything checked out fine. We don't know what happened, and to this day nobody does. There was an investigation due to the nature of the photos, but nothing came out of it. No child scene was identified, no clues were gathered from the data vault, nor physical clues in the photos. I never believed in unexplainable phenomena before, but now that I have something happen, I can't prove anything about it beyond anecdotal evidence. I think twice about things. I don't know what to say. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's scary. Is it from More Miss Cole? Told you. Christ, what should I do? Should I watch it? I don't know. I'm gonna try and, I don't know. Should I mute my mic or what the hell should I do? That is the main question of my life right now. Oh my god, what time is it? It's 2:23 a.m. Okay. I'm gonna take another sip. Let's just see, I guess. Well, let me just Jesus fucking Christ, that was scary. And
Spore. Oh, you two knock it off. I have a concert to Community Rec Center is.
oh, mother of God. Okay. All the Ravens episodes has been blocked. It shows the information for Viacom. Yeah, I think I've watched this before. If his recipes have views at the end. What? No, I don't think we can watch this. No. Just type in Red Mist on the SpongeBob SquarePants and you'll see it. It's Bird, you could just shut up. I'm trying to. Oh my god. I don't know. Dead rat. What is? I thought it was Rap Rat or what it was. I don't know. Rap. There it is. There it is. The almighty Rap Rat. Oh my god. If we're gonna talk about Rap Rat, does any of you do? I don't know. You know what I haven't even read about? You know what creepypasta I haven't even read about? Channel 1. Channel 1 is the thing that I haven't even read about. What's channel for interruption? Oh yeah, I heard about this one. Hold on. Let's go back. Here you go. I had to see how to find the channel on creepypasta is. What was channel 1 with a horror? What was channel uno? Always on hit. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I don't know about this one. Oh, stop staring at me. Well, let's read about Jeff fucking. I'm not gonna go into details. Well, let's take another. So. Okay. Let's read Jeff the hipster. Oh, actually, you know what? I actually put in Squidward suicide. Suicide on the creepypastas that I've read so far. Yep. It's itching a little bit. I'm gonna keep the stream till 4, I guess. I don't know. Because I'm a bit tired and I can't stop here because it's a little bit early to stop, but I don't know. Let's read them. Except for logo newspaper, ominous unknown killer is still at large. After weeks of what was that? After weeks of unexplained murders, the ominous on the rise. After little evidence has been found, a young boy states that he survived one of the killer's attacks and bravely tells the story. I had a bad dream and I woke up in the middle of the night, says the boy. I saw that for some reason the window was open. Even though I remembered being closed before I went to bed, I got up and shut it once more. Afterwards, I simply crawled on my covers and tried to get back to sleep. That's when I had a strange feeling, like someone was watching me. I looked up and nearly jumped out of my bed. There, in a little ray of the light illuminating from between my curtains, were a pair of 2 eyes. These weren't regular eyes. They were dark, ominous eyes. They were bordered in black and just plain out terrified me. That's when I saw his mouth, a long, horrendous smile that made every hair on my body stand up. The figure stood there, watching me. Finally, after what seemed like forever, he said it. A simple phrase, but said in a way only man could speak. He said, "Go to sleep." I let out a scream. That's what it sent at me. He pulled up a knife aiming at my heart. He jumped on my top of my bed. I fought him back. I kicked, I punched, I rolled around, trying to knock him off of me. That's when my dad busted in. The man threw a knife. It went into my dad's shoulder. The man probably would have finished him off if one of the guys had alerted the police. They drove into the parking lot. I ran towards the door. The man turned and ran down the hallway. I heard a smash like glass breaking as I came out of my room. Oh God. I saw the window that was pointing towards the back of my house was broken. I looked out of it to see him vanish to the distance. I can't tell you one thing. I would never forget that face. Those cold, evil eyes and the psychotic smile. They would never leave my head. But I keep hearing it. What the fuck? Still gonna look for this man. If you see anyone that fits the description in the story, please contact your local police department. Or let's go to the origins of the kill himself. Jeff and his family just moved into a new neighborhood. His dad had gotten a promotion at work, and they thought it would be best to live in one of those fancy neighborhoods. Jeff and his brother Louis, I think it's Louis, I guess. Where'd you come from? No, I didn't call your name, Louis. Oh, okay. No, I got. Oh, god damn it. Jeff and his brother Louis couldn't complain though. A new, better house. What is not to love? As they began unpacked, one of the neighbors came by. Hello, she said. I'm Barbara. I live across the street from you. Well, I just wanted to introduce myself and to introduce my son. She turns around and calls his son over. Billy, these are new. Okay, that's her story. Billy, these are our new neighbors. Billy said hi and ran back to play in his yard. He just was like hi, and then just used this sonic speed force to run straight ahead. What am I doing? On imaginations, boy. Well, said Jeff's mom. I'm Margaret, and this is my husband Peter, and my two sons, Jeff and Louis. They each introduced themselves, and then Bob invited to her son's birthday. Jeff and his brother were about to object when the mother said that they would love to. Okay? When Jeff and his family are done packing, Jeff went up to his mom. Mom, why would you invite us to some kid's birthday? If you haven't noticed, I'm not some dumb kid. If you haven't noticed, I'm just some dumb kid. Jeff, said his mother, we just moved here. We should show that we want to spend time with our neighbors. Now we're going to that party, and that's final. Jeff started to talk, but stopped himself. No, that he could anything. Whenever his mom said something, it was final. He walked up to his room and plopped down on his bed. He sat there, looking at the ceiling, when suddenly he got a weird feeling. Not so much of pain, but a weird feeling. He dismissed it as just some random feeling. He heard his mother call him down to get his stuff, and he walked down to get it. Wait, can you see the? Okay. Just want to make sure if it actually shows this whole screen. If it's not, then I have to start all over. Okay. Okay. The next day, Jeff walked downstairs to get breakfast and got ready for school. As he sat there eating his breakfast, he once again got the feeling. This time was stronger. It gave him a slight tugging pain, but he once again dismissed it. As he and Louis finished breakfast, they walked down to the bus stop. They sat there waiting for the bus, and then all of a sudden, a kid on a skateboard jumped over them, only inches above their laps. They both jumped back in surprise. Hey, what the hell? The kid ran and turned back to them. He kicked his skateboard up and caught it with his hand. The kid seemed to be about 12, 1 year younger than Jeff. Name's Jeff. I have to stop doing that. He wears an Aero poster shirt and ripped blue jeans. Wow, the jeans are getting ripped these days. Prince. Moving on. Whoa. Looks like we got some new meat. I'm sorry, but I found it a bit funny and a bit disturbing. Suddenly, two other kids appeared. One was super skinny and the other was huge, like me. Well, since you're new here, I'll just introduce ourselves. Over there is Keith. Jeffrey looked over to the skinny kid. He had a dopey face that you wouldn't expect a psychic to have. Robin! And I thought I was supposed to say, and here's Troy, but I think he missed it out. And here's Troy to look over at the fat kid, talk about a tub of lard. This kid looked like he hadn't exercised since he was crawling. Crawling in my skin. And I said the first kid, and Randy. Now, for all the kids in this neighborhood, there's a small price for bus fare, if you catch my drift. Louis stood up, ready to punch the lights out of the kid's eyes when one of his friends pulled a knife on him. Tisk, 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 the Dark Knight. I hope you would be more cooperative, but it seems we must do this the hard way. This feels like a creepypasta fanfiction, but thank God it's not a fanfiction at all. The kid walked up to Louis and took his wallet out of his pocket. Jeff got that feeling again. Now it was truly strong, a burning sensation. He stood up, but Louis gestured him to sit down. Jeff ignored him and walked up to the kid. Listen here, little punk. Give back my bro's wallet, or else. Randy put the wallet in his pocket and pulled out his own knife. Or what would you do? Just as he finished the sentence, Jeff popped the kid in the nose. As Randy reached for his face, Jeff grabbed the kid's wrist and broke it. Ooh, he's the new Batman. Well, you know. Randy screamed and Jeff grabbed the knife from his hand. Troy and Keith rushed Jeff, but Jeff was too quick. Man, he's not the Flash. He threw Randy to the ground. Keith lashed out at him, but Jeff ducked and stabbed him in the arm. Keith dropped his knife and fell to the ground screaming. Troy rushed him too, but Jeff didn't even need a knife. He just punched Troy straight in the stomach and Troy went down. And he went down. As he fell, he puked all over. God damn. It feels just like that scene from Prometheus when what was it? One of the crew members sort of went back to the ship Prometheus, but he's now infected and he attacks one guy and he just punched his stomach so bad and so hard that the guy just spit out vomit or I don't know on his helmet while he was wearing a helmet. Yep. Louis could do nothing but look in amazement at Jeff. Let's see, what was the amazement? Hold on. I'm new to this. Amazement. Oh, okay. They're evil. Jeff, how did you? That was all it said. They saw the bus coming and knew they'd be playing for the whole thing. So they started running as fast as they could. As they ran, they looked back and saw the bus driver rushing over to Randy and the others. As Jeff and Lou made it to the school, they didn't dare tell what happened. All they did was sit and listen. Lou just thought that it's his brother beating up a few kids, but Jeff knew it was more. It was something scary. As he got that feeling, he felt how powerful it was. The urge to just hurt someone. He didn't like how it sounded, but he couldn't help feeling happy. He felt that strange feeling go away and stay away for the entire day of school. Even as he walked home due to the whole thing near the bus stop and how now he probably wouldn't be taking the bus anymore, he felt happy. When he got home, his parents asked how his day was, and he said in a somewhat ominous voice, "It was a wonderful day." Next morning, he heard a knock at his front door. He walked down to find 2 police officers at the door. His mother looking back at him with an angry look. "Jeff, these officers tell me that you attacked 3 kids, that it wasn't regular fighting, and that they were stabbed." "Stabbed, son?" Jeff's gaze fell to the floor, showing his mother that it was true. "Mother, the ones who pulled the knives on me and Louis." "Son," he said when it comes. "We found 3 kids, 2 stabbed, 1 having a bruise on his stomach, and we have witnesses proving that you fled the scene. Now, what does that tell us?" Jeff knew it was no use. He could say him and Louis had been attacked, but then there was no proof. It was not them who attacked first. They couldn't say that they were fleeing, because truth be told they were. Jeff couldn't defend himself or Louis. "Son, calm down, you brother." Son, calm down, your brother." Jeff couldn't do it, since it was him who beat up all the kids. "Sir, it was me. I was the one who beat up the kids. Louis tried to hold me back, but it couldn't stop me." The cop looked at his partner, and they both nodded. "Well, kid, looks like a year in the jury." "Wait," they all looked up to see him holding a knife. The officers pulled their guns and locked them at Louis. "It was me. I beat up those little punks. I had the marks to prove it." He lifted up his sleeves to reveal cuts and bruises, as if he was in struggle. Son, just put the knife. Son, just put the knife down," said Officer. Louis held up the knife and dropped it down to the ground. What am I doing? He put his hands up and walked over to the cops. "No, it was me. I did it." Jeff had tears running down his face. Poor bro. Trying to take the blame for what I did. Well, take me away. The police led Louis out of a patrol car. "Louis, tell him it was me. Tell him. I wasn't one to beat up those kids." Just might put her hands on his shoulders. "Jeff, please, you don't have to lie. We know it's Louis. You can't stop." Jeff watched helplessly as the cop car speeds off with Louis inside. A few minutes later, Jeff's dad pulled into the driveway, seeing Jeff's face, and noticed something was wrong. "Son? Son, what is it?" James couldn't answer. His vocal cords were strained from crying. Instead, Jeff's mother walked his father inside to break the bad news to him as Jeff wept in the driveway. After an hour or so, Jeff walked back to the house, seeing that his parents were both shocked, sad, and disappointed. He couldn't look at them. He couldn't see how they thought of Louis when it was his fault. He just went to sleep, trying to get the whole thing off his mind. 2 days went by with no words from Louis at JDC, no friends to hang out with, nothing but sadness and guilt. That is until Saturday, when Jeffers woke up by his mother with a happy, sunshiny face. "Jeff, it's today," she said as she opened up the curtains and let the light flood into his room. What's today?" asked Jeff as he stared awake. "Why, it's Bill's birthday party." He was now fully awake. He's like, "Huh? Mom, you're kidding, right? You don't expect me to go to some kid's party after..." "Mom, you're joking, right? You don't expect me to go to some kid's party after..." There was a long pause. Jeff, we both know what happened. I think this party could be the thing that brightens up the past days. Now, get dressed. Jeff's mother walked out to the room and ready herself. He forced herself to get up. He picked up a random shirt and pair of jeans and walked downstairs. He saw his mother and father all dressed up. His mother in a dress and his father in a suit. He thought why they would ever wear such fancy clothes to a kid's party. "Son, is that all you're going to wear? Better than wearing too much," he said. His mother pushed down the feeling to yell at him and hid it with a smile. "Now, Jeff, we may be overdressed, but this is how you go if you want to make an impression," said his father. Jeff grunted and went back to his room. "I don't have any fancy clothes," he yelled downstairs. "Just got something," called his mother. He looked around his closet for what he would call fat. Found a pair of black dress pants he had for special occasions and an undershirt. He couldn't find a shirt to go with it, though. He looked around and found only striped and patterned shirts. None which go with dress pants. Finally, he found a white hoodie and put it on. "You wearing that?" the boss said. His mother looked at her watch. "Oh, no time to change. Let's just go," she said as she herded Jeff and his father out of the door. Across the street over to Barbara and Billy's house. They knocked on the door and it appeared that Barbara, just like his parents, way overdressed. As they walked inside, all Jeff could see were adults. No kids. "The kids are out of the yard, Jeff. How would you and meet some of them?" said Barbara. Jeff walked outside of a full yard full of kids. They were running around in weird cowboy costumes and shooting each other with plastic guns. Why does this feel like Terminator 2? I don't know. He might as well be standing in a Toys R Us. Suddenly a kid came up to him and had him with a toy and had him. "Hey, wanna play?" he said. "I don't care. I'm way too old for this stuff." The kid looked at him with that weird puppy dog face. "Oh, always go with the puppy dogs. Always go with the puppy dogs." "Oh my God. Please," said the kid. "Fine," said Jeff. He put on a hat and started to pretend to shoot at the kids. At first, he thought it was totally ridiculous, but then he started to actually have fun. Good to know. It might have been a super cool, but it was the first time he had done something that took his mind off of Louis. So he played with the kids for a while. Rolling noise. Then it hit him. Randy, Troy, and Keith all jumped over the fence on the skateboards. Jeff dropped the fake gun and whipped off the hat. Randy looked at Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Is it? Is it? He said. We have some unfinished business. Just as Bruce knows. I think we're even. I beat the crap out of you and get. I think we're even. I beat the crap out of you and you get my brother sent to JDC. Randy got angry look at his eyes. Oh no, I don't go for even. I go for winning. You may have kicked our asses that one day, but not today. As he said that, Randy rushed at Jeff. They both fell to the ground. Randy punched Jeff in the nose, and Jeff grabbed him by the ears and head, butted him. Jeff pushed Randy off of him, and both rose to their feet. Kids were screaming, parents were running in the house. Troy and Keith both pulled guns to their pockets. No interrupts or guns will fly, they said. Randy pulled a knife on Jeff and stabbed it into his shoulder. Jeff screamed and fell to his knees. Randy started kicking him in the face. After 3 kicks, Jeff grabbed his foot and twisted, causing Randy to fall to the ground. Jeff stood up and walked towards the back door. Need some help? He picks Jeff up by the back of the car and throws him through the patio door. As Jeff tries to stand, he's kicked down to the ground. Randy immediately starts kicking Jeff until he starts to cough up blood. Come on, Jeff, fight me! He picks Jeff up and throws him into the kitchen. Randy sees a bottle of vodka on the counter and smashes the glass over Jeff's head. Fight! He throws Jeff back into the living room. Come on, Jeff, look at me. Jeff glances up, his face withered with blood. I was the one who got your brother sent to JDC, and now you're just going to sit there and let him rot in there for a whole year? You should be ashamed. Jeff starts to get up. Oh, finally, you stand and fight. Jeff is now to his knees, blood and vodka on his face. Once again, he gets that strange feeling, the one in which he hasn't felt for a while. Finally, he's up, says Randy as he runs at Jeff. That's when it happens. Something inside Jeff snaps. His psyche is destroyed. All rational thinking is gone. All he could do is kill. He Randy and power drives him to the ground. He gets on top of him and punches straight to the heart. The punch causes Randy's heart to stop as Randy gasps for breath. Jeff hammers down on him, punch after punch. Blood gushes from Randy's body until he takes one final breath and dies. Oh, wow. Everyone is looking at Jeff now. The parents, the crying kid, even Troy and Keith. Although they easily break from their gaze and point the guns at Jeff. Jeff sees the guns trained on him and runs for the stairs. As he runs, Troy and Keith let out fire on him, each shot missing. Jeff runs up the stairs. God-damn. He hears Troy and Keith follow up behind him. As they let out their final rounds of bullets, Jeff ducks into the bathroom. He it off. Troy races in, knives ready. Troy swings his knife at Jeff, who backs away and bangs the towel rack into Troy's face. Troy goes down hard, and now all that's left is Keith. He's more agile than Troy, though, and ducks when Jeff swings the towel rack. He dropped the knife and grabbed Jeff by the neck. He pushed him into the wall. A thing of bleach fell down on top of him from the top shelf. It burned both of them, and they both started to scream. Jeff wiped his face as best as he could. He pulled back the towel back and swung it straight into Keith's head. As he lay there bleeding to death, he let out an ominous smile. What's so funny? Keith pulled out a light and switched it on. What's funny, he said, is that you're covered in bleach and alcohol. Jeff's eyes widened as Keith threw the light on him. As soon as the flame made contact with it, the flames ignited alcohol and the vodka. While alcohol burned him, the bleach bleached his skin. Bleach bleached. It might be a new tongue twister. Jeff let out a terrible screech as he caught on fire. He tried to roll the fire, but it was no use. The alcohol had made him a walking inferno. He ran down the hall and fell down the stairs. Everybody started screaming as they saw Jeff, now a man on fire, dropped to the ground, nearly dead. The last thing Jeff saw is his mother and the other parents trying to flame passed out. Okay, that was Act 1. I think that was Act 1. Now, before we continue, let's see if there's a movie of Jeff the Killer at the moment. Is anyone still walking? Ooh, 2 watchers. Okay, good. Jeff the Killer Movie. Oh yeah, I remember this one. There was a fundraising campaign. Yeah. Are they gonna continue though? That is the question. Oh no, that's the only thing. Okay. Is the link? Can you stop? Is the link still there? Oh shit! Came out on my 16th, but on my 17th birthday. God damn. It's coming to here. Starring. Oh, okay. Whoa, shit! What's this? Creepypasta short film. Is it just focusing on him?
Hold him down.
Oh my god, it's just females. It's just females. It's just. What? Okay. Oh, there we are. When Jeff woke, he had a cast wrapped around his face. He couldn't see anything, but he felt a cast on his shoulder and stitches all over his body. He tried to stand up, but he realized that there is some tube in his arm. And when he tried to get up, it fell out, and a nurse rushed in. I don't think he can get out of bed just yet, she said as she put him back in the bed and reinserted the tube. Jeff sat there with no vision, no idea what his surroundings were. Finally, after hours, he heard his mother. Honey, are you okay? She asked. Jeff couldn't answer though. His face was covered, and he was unable to speak. Oh, honey, I have great news. After our witnesses told the police that Randy confessed of trying to attack you, they decided to let Louis go. This made Jeff almost bolt up, stopping halfway. Remember the tube coming out of his arm. He'll be out tomorrow, and then you two will be able to be together again. Jeff's mother hugs Jeff and says her goodbyes. The next couple of weeks were those where Jeff was visited by his family. Then came the day where his bandages were to be removed. His family were all there to see him, what he would look like. As the doctors unwrapped the bandages from Jeff's face, air was in the air to the seats. They waited until the last bandage holding the cover of his face almost removed. Let's hope for the best, said the doctor. He quickly pulls the cloth, letting the rest fall from Jeff's face. Jeff's mother screams at the side of his face. Louis, Jeff's dad, stared awestruck at his face. What happened to my face? Jeff said. He rushed to the bed and ran to the bathroom. He looked in the mirror and saw the cause distress. His face. It's horrible. His lips were burned to a deep shade of red. His face was turned to pure white color, and his hair stained from brown to black. He slowly put his hand to his face. It had a sort of leathery feel to it now. He looked back at his family and then back in the mirror. Jeff, said Louis, it's not that bad. Not that bad, said Jeff. It's perfect. His family equally surprised. Jeff started laughing uncontrollably. His parents noticed that his left eye and hand were twitching. Jeff, are you okay? Okay, I never felt more happy. Look at me. His face goes perfectly with me. He couldn't stop laughing. He stroked his face, feeling it, looking at him in the mirror. What caused this? Whoa, you may recall that when Jeff was fighting Randy, something in his mind. His sanity snapped. Now he was left as a crazy killing machine. That is, his parents didn't know. Doctor, said Jeff's mom, is my son alright? You know, in the head? Oh yes, this behavior is typical for patients that have taken very large amount of painkillers. If his behavior doesn't change in a few weeks, bring him back here, and we'll give him a psychological test. Oh, thank you, doctor. Jeff's mother went over to Jeff. Jeff, sweetie, it's time to go. Jeff looked away from the mirror. His face still formed into a crazy smile. Okay, mommy. Oh, god damn it. His mother took him by the shoulder and took him to his clothes, to get his clothes. So it was just on his pants. That's something. This is what came in, said the lady at the desk. Jeff's mom looked down to see the black dress pants and white hoodie her son wore. Now they were clean up blood and now stitched together. Jeff's mother led him to his room and made him put his clothes on. Then they left, not knowing that it was the final day of life. Leonard woke to his son coming from the bathroom. It sounded as if someone was crying. She slowly walked over to see what it was. When she looked at the bathroom, she saw a horrendous sight. Jeff had taken a knife and cut a smile to his cheeks. He's gonna be like the Joker from The Dark Knight. Jeff, what are you doing? Asked his mother. Jeff looked over to his mother. I couldn't keep smiling, Mommy. It hurt after a while. Now I can smile forever. Jeff's mother looked at his eyes, ringed in black. Jeff, your eyes. His eyes were seemingly never closing. I couldn't see my face. I got tired and my eyes started to close. I burned out an eyelid so I could forever see myself. Mind your face. Jeff's mother slowly started to back away, seeing that her son was going insane. What's wrong, Mommy? Aren't I beautiful? Yes, son, she said. Yes, you are. Let me go get Daddy so he can see your face. She went to the room, choked Jeff's dad. Honey, get the gun, She stopped. She saw Jeff in the hallway holding a knife. Mommy, you lied. That's the last thing they hear as Jeff rushes them with a knife, cutting both of them. His brother Louis woke up, startled by some noise. He didn't hear anything else, so he just shut his eyes and tried to go back to sleep. As he was on his border of slumber, he got a strong feeling that someone was watching him. He looked up before Jeff's hand covered his mouth. He slowly raised his knife, ready to plunge into Louis. Louis flashed here and there. They were trying to escape Jeff's grip. Shh. He said, let's go to sleep. That was something. This creepypasta was overrated. Should I read it here or should I read it another day? I don't even know anymore. The fuck? There are 9 creepypasta which was posted here and on a creepypasta page. What? I don't know. What time is it? It's almost 3 in about a couple of seconds. 35. We can just read the Southern Television Vrilla incident if we can. Stop looking at me. Let's play. Southern Television was the first known victim of television hijacking. On the 26th of November 1977 at around 5:10 p.m., an alien managed to interrupt the broadcast of the local ITV station Southern Television via the Huntington transmitter. The voice overrode the UHF's audio signal of the early evening news being read by the late Andrew Gardner from ITN. The interruption ceased a minute after the statement had been delivered, with the transmission returning to normal after an episode of Looney Tunes, Merry Melodies. Below is the transcript of what this alien had to say. This is the voice of Furlong, the representative of the Aztec Galactic Command speaking to you. For many years now you have seen us as light in the skies. We speak to you now in peace and wisdom as we have done to your brothers and sisters all over your planet Earth. We come to warn you of the destiny of your race and your world so that you may communicate to your fellow beings the course you must take to avoid the disasters which threaten your worlds and the beings on our worlds around you. This is in order that you may share in the Great Awakening. As the planet passes into the new age of Aquarius, This new age can be a time of great peace and evolution of your race, but only if your rulers are made aware of the evil forces that can overshadow their judgments. Be still now and listen, for a chance may not come again. All your weapons of evil must be removed. This time for conflict is now past, and the race of which you are part may proceed to the highest stages of its evolution if you show yourselves worthy to do this. You have but a short time to learn to live together in peace and goodwill. Small groups all over the planet all learn this and exist to pass on on the light of the drawing new age to all. Or dawn new age to all. I'm almost tired. Jesus, like 3 a.m. God damn. Where is that? Okay. You are free to accept or reject their teachings, but only those who learn to live in peace will pass to the higher realms of spiritual evolution. Hear now the voice of Roland, representative of Astro Galactic Command, speaking to you. Be aware also that there are many false prophets and guides operating on your world. They will suck your energy from you. The energy you call money and will put it to evil ends, giving you worthless dross in return. Your inner divine self will protect you from this. You must learn to be sensitive to the voice within that can tell you what is truth and what is confusion, chaos, and untruth. Learn to listen to the voice of truth which is within you, and you will lead yourselves onto the path of evolution. This is a message to you, our dear friends. We have watched you growing for many years, as you too have watched our lights in your skies. You know that we are here, and that there are more beings on and around your Earth than your scientists admit. We are deeply concerned about you and your path towards the light, and we do all we can to help you. Have no fears. Seek only to know yourselves and live in harmony with the ways of your planet Earth. We of the Aztec Galactic Command thank you for your attention. We are now leaving the planes of your existence. May you be blessed by the supreme love and truth of the cosmos. Later in the evening, Andrew Gardner apologized for what he described as a breakthrough in sound for some viewers. After some minor research, the interruption was recorded on tape and can be seen on YouTube and other video sharing websites. The broadcast message has let's restart. The broadcast message was considered to be a hoax by most sources, although some people still question the explanation of a transmitter hijack. You see, to this day, Roland large, and since only the UHF audio signal was hijacked, we never got to see his face. So there is still a possibility that Roland really was an alien. Remove our weapons of evil for 37 years. When the hell was this one posted? Last year, okay. It's been almost like 38 years now, I guess. That's, what is that from? Silent Hill? Yeah, it's from Silent Hill 2. I was like close, but I think I got it correctly. Oh my god, an hour long. I don't dare to read it. I would just be tired immediately. So I'll start reading that in the next creepypasta reading. If I can. But anyways, let's watch this. Hold on. Let's watch it like that. Okay, let's just let's go into video games once again. But first, we need to listen to this one in our ears. I mean, I've done it before, but you know what I mean.
Rhodesian nationalist leader Bishop Abel Muzorewa has accepted Mr. Smith's offer to negotiate an
Can you see? I think you guys can see this. I don't know.
internal settlement based on one man, one vote. But he says there are conditions. These include stopping the execution of all captured prisoners of war, allowing negotiation. In Australia, Mr. Kerry Packard's cricketers are still pleading this High Court decision. Smith announced a test match.
This is the voice of Kumar, representative of the Ashtar Galactic Command, speaking to you. For many years you have seen us as lights in the skies. We speak to you now to say the thing as we have done to your brothers and sisters all over this, your planet Earth. We come to warn you of the destiny of your race and your world, so that you may communicate to your fellow beings the course you must take to avoid the disaster which threatens your world and the beings on other worlds around you. This is in order that you may share and fight awakening as the planet passes into the new age of Aquarius. The new age can be a time of great peace and evolution for your race, but only your rulers are made aware of the forces that cannot through their journeys. Be still, Noah, and listen, for your chance may not come again. All your weapons of evil must be removed. The time for conflict is now past, and the race of which you are a part may proceed to the higher stages of its evolution, if you show yourselves worthy to do this.
What do you do?
You have but a short time to learn to live together in peace and goodwill. Small groups all over the planet are learning this, and exist to pass on the light of dawning image to you all. You are free to accept the
Many go as wide as they can. Then they run out.
Here now, the voice of Rilon, representative of the Ashtar Galactic Command, speaking to you. Be aware also that there are many false packets and guides at present operating on your world. They will suck your energy from you, the energy you call money, and will put it to evil areas, giving you worthless costs in return. But your divine self will protect you from this. You must learn to be sensitive to the voice within you, that can tell you what is true. Learn to listen to the voice within you.
It's such a really appreciate that we can't. I insist on some really healthy ingredients. I can Cats have 9 lives. Well, that's
Oh, I think it ends, I guess. Melody. I guess we have to I don't know.
Viewers in some parts of the We understand that viewers in some parts of the region are receiving a breakthrough in sound. We're sorry about this, and we're doing our best to rectify the fault.
Huh. Where am I? No, but seriously, like, wow, that was basically something. I have no idea what to say. I don't know. I don't know if we read this, but I think we can. I mean, we can, but let's just read it. Gateway of the mind, or some say gateway to the mind. I don't know why, but before that, let's see what Miss Samantha Miller has to say. Miss, what did you say? Maybe. Okay, no. Let's see how the video worked. What did I press? I pressed the garbage bin. No. Well, 3 times. That's awesome. That is pretty awesome. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. Let's continue. I mean, let's start Gateway of the Mind. I'm sorry, I'm almost tired. No. Okay. So this is our first science creepypasta that we're gonna have to read. So yeah, let's hold on. Let me just do something real quick, and it is done. Okay, let's begin. In 1983, a team of deeply pious scientists conducted a radical experiment in an undisclosed facility. The scientists had theorized that a human without access to any senses or ways to perceive stimuli would be able to perceive the presence of God. They believe that the 5 senses cloud our awareness of eternity, and without them, a human could actually establish contact with God by thought. An elderly man who claimed to have nothing left to live for was the only test subject to volunteer. To purge him of all his senses, the scientists performed a complex operation in which every sensory nerve connection to the brain was surgically served. Although this test subject retained full muscular function, he could not see, hear, taste, smell, or feel, with no possible way to communicate with or even sense the outside world. He was alone with his thoughts. Scientists monitored him as he spoke aloud about his state of mind in jumbled, slurred sentences that he couldn't even hear. After 4 days, the man claimed to be hearing hushes, unintelligible voices in his head, assuming it was an onset of psychosis. The scientists paid little attention to the man's concerns. 2 days later, the man cried that he could hear his dead wife speaking with him, and even more, he could communicate back. Scientists were intrigued, but were not convinced until the subject started naming dead relatives of the scientists. He repeated personal information to the scientists that only the dead spouses and parrots would have known. At this point, a sizable portion of the scientists left the study. After a week of conversing with the deceased through his thoughts, the subject became distressed, saying the voices were overwhelming. In every waking moment, his consciousness was bombarded by hundreds of voices that refused to leave him alone. He frequently threw himself against the wall, trying to allay the pain response. He begged the scientists for sedatives so he could escape the voices by sleeping. This tactic worked for 3 days until he started having severe night terrors. The subject repeatedly said that he could see and sees in his dreams. Only a day later, the subject began to scream with non-functional eyes, hoping to sense something in the physical world. The hysterical sources of his dead were deafening and hostile, speaking of hell and the end of the world. At one point he yelled, "No heaven, no forgiveness," for 5 hours straight. He continually begged to be killed, but his scientists were convinced that he was close to establishing contact with God. After another day, the subject could no longer form coherent sentences. Seemingly mad, he started to bite off chunks of flesh from his arm. The scientists rushed into the test chamber and restrained him to the table so he could not kill himself. After a few hours of being tied down, the subject halted his struggling and screaming. He stared blankly at the ceiling as teardrops finally streaked across his face. For 2 weeks, the subject had to be manually rehydrated due to the constant crying. Eventually, he turned his head, and despite his blindness, made focused eye contact with the scientist for the first time in the study. He whispered, "I've spoken with God, and He has abandoned us," and his vital signs stopped. There was no apparent cause of death. Follow-up study, 2000. Dr. G.F. Department of Neurology, hospital named Whittle, San Francisco, California, or I think it was. Oh, let me look up and Wikipedia. San Francisco, California. Yep. Recent study of a degenerative disease which targets the motor function and cognitive decline often leads to hallucinations of the deceased. Sorry, I'm the name. The death of targeted cells and chemicals in the brain by this disease leads to a loss of smell. The cause of the disease is unknown. Why am I stuttering? Hallucinations present in 39.8% of the patients, fall into 3 categories. You can shut the hell up, phone. Where was I? A sensation of a person, a sideway passage coming of an animal, or illusion in 20.5% of an unselected occurrence in 14.3%. From visual hallucinations present in 22.2%, isolated in 9.3%, and auditory hallucinations present in 9.7%, and isolated in 2.3%. He studied in San Francisco, California, from 2003 to onward. And the picture that says, "I've spoken with God and He has abandoned us." By someone for DeviantArt. You know, bro, I didn't even yawn, so I'll just give it an 8. Yeah, just give it an 8. Let's look at the art painting. Oh my god. Looks almost like the Elephant Man. Oh, never mind. Almost like the Elephant Man. I can't understand you, bro. Me? I'm joking. Actual painting. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where's the official pay? Nope. See, you saw it yourselves. That's what it was. Holy shit. Solid television. Because I missed that. Southern television. Southern television. Well, just spell TV on vision. Roll on incident. This will make tons of money. Not joking. I was joking on that one. What the fuck? Happy puppies. What the fuck? No, I'm fine. I'm fine. What about Topa? How about Facebook? Here it is. I gotta wait for a sad story. That's that button. Psychological horror. Speaking of that, I'll watch Seven, which had Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman in it. He couldn't smell anything. He was just a detective and all that. What the fuck? Okay. Let's read. My dear girlfriend keeps messaging me on Facebook. My girlfriend Emily died on August 7th of 2012 or 2012. I just received a message and it's worse than the others. Sorry for burping. I'm holding my mouth and burping because I don't want to let it out. So yeah. She was involved in a 3-car crash driving home from work when someone ran at a red light. She was dead within minutes at the scene. We had been dating for 5 years at that point. She wasn't big on the idea of marriage. Give her a weird wipe. But if she had been, I would marry her within 3 months of our relationship. There we go. She was vibrant, the kind of girl that would She was there every time. She was always happy when camping, but a total technophile too. She always smelled like cinnamon. That's something. That being said, she wasn't perfect. She always said something along the lines of, "If I cock it first, don't you say good things about me. I'll never like that. If you don't pay me out, you do me a disservice. I got so many flaws, and that's just not part of me." So, this is for EM. For M. Okay. It's short for Emily. The music she said she actually liked were very different. Her idea of affection was a side hug. She had really long toes. Like, I know that's tangential. You get the deal. I know that's tangential, but I don't feel right without you having an idea of what she was like. Em had been dead for approaching 13 months when she first messaged me. Hello, who is this? It's really weird receiving messages from Emily's account. Okay, well, in the future, please send me messages from your account, even if you want to discuss a page. Hello, Susan? You're on Emily's account? This is when it began. I left Emily's Facebook account activated so I could send her the occasional message post on the wall, go for pictures. It felt too final and too on Emily to memorialize it. I share access with her mother, Susan, meaning her mother has her login and password and has spent a total of 3 minutes on the account, or total on the computer. After a little confusion, I thought it was her. It's lit up. Realist. Who the fuck is this? Woodland Bus Bar. Information for Susan that she hasn't been on Anne's profile since the first week of her death. Anne knew a lot of people, so I thought it was one of her tech-savvy friends fucking with me in the worst possible way. Around February 2014, Emily started tagging herself in my photos. I will get notifications for them, but no one would be removed by the time I got the picture. The first time I actually caught one, it felt like someone had punched me cut. She herself in spaces where it was plausible for her to be, or where she usually hangs out. I got screenshots of 2, of April and June. These are the only ones I'm able to catch, so they're all lit all the timeline I'm trying to write out. Around this time, I began to sleep. I was too angry to sleep. Man, you're actually too angry to be all above and shit. She would tag us some random photos every couple of weeks. Okay. The friends who noticed it thought it was some fucked up bug. I found out recently that there have been friends who noticed and didn't say anything about it. Some of them even removed me from the Facebook friends list. You did stuff with my friends too. Got them. At this point, you may be wondering, why didn't you just kill your Facebook profile? I almost wish I did. I did it for a little while, on days when I can get out of there. It's nice to have friends to chat with. It's nice visiting M's page when the light little green dot isn't next to her name. I was already socially reclusive when M was alive. Her turned me into some pretty close to a hermit. And Facebook and MMOs are my only real social outlets. Why are you doing this? Why do you keep tagging her? I sent what I assumed was M's hacker message. I got a message. This is actually devastating. I don't know why you enjoy doing this. Oh my god, send me 10 accounts. Go to hell. Why are you doing this? It wasn't until a few months after discover my own words as well. My response is kind of lackluster here. I was intentionally providing her with emotional bait. This is actually devastating. To keep them interested in their game. I was working on the assumption that the kind of person who would do this is the kind of person that fires off of the distress of others. I was posted in tech forums, trying to find a way to find this person, contact them on Facebook. I needed to keep them around to gather evidence. I had even changed the password and security details several times. On April 2014, I received this. We should make a jam. Casey said, not a difference, no chance of passing. How many? Go outside door. Side, no chance of passing. Baked beans on toast. I don't know, I just said, hey, it's Nathan. I don't know what's happening. I don't know how you're still doing this. Please stop. Please stop. I don't know what's happening. I haven't discovered any leads. Facebook told me the locations of her access from, but since her death, they're all places I can account for. My house, my work, her mom's house, etc. My response here wasn't bait. Yo ass Nathan was an inside joke that's too lame with explaining. But seeing her say it again was absolutely fucking crippling. My reaction in real life was much less prettier. The last few messages have started to scare me, but I wouldn't admit it until this point. I don't even have words for this. With my exclusion, my job is in the dry and it's really cold out. Really cold out. Really cold. Phrasing is the first original word she said. This was giving me nightmares that just won't end. I keep dreaming that she's in an ice-cold car, frozen blue and gray. I'm standing outside the car door in the warmth, screaming for her to come out. She doesn't even realize I'm here. Sometimes her legs are outside with me. I'm really drunk. I will miss you. Where's on this account? I don't give a fuck. I keep coming home from work, expecting to see you on the computer. Shouldn't I be used to that by now? Just let me talk. What the fuck? I wasn't really drunk. Anne was an affectionate girl. I was always embarrassed her to exchange I love yous, cuddle, talk about how much we meant to each other. She was more comfortable with it when I was drunk. I pretended to be drunk a lot. Well, you won for the douchebaggery award. Nah, I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Is or was prompting me to finally memorize her page, thinking I might put an end to this. Obnoxious to her previous message. While I was trying to drive her home from a friend's house. In a collision, the dashboard crushed her. She was severely in a diagonal line from her right hip to midway down her left thigh. One of her legs was found fucked under the back seat. Great somewhere. Hey, you on your way home, Emily? When you see this message, please call me straight away. I rang, and they said you left at 4. I'm so in panic. I feel sick in my stomach. Please ring me. Answer your phone. Also, going back in time. These are messages I sent her the day she died. She was usually home by 4:30. This, alongside a couple of voicemails, is the last time I talked to her under the assumption that she was still alive. You'll see why I'm showing you these soon. I got these messages yesterday. Hey, you on your way home? You see this message, please. What's happening? Amazing. Her page a few days after the message about walking. Until today, she'd be quiet. She hadn't even been tagging herself in my photos. I don't know what to do anymore. Do I kill her profile? What if it's her? I don't know what's happening. I just got a notification. I heard the alert sound. I'm too afraid to swap windows and check it. I checked the alert. I heard it as I was compiling all this again. This was the message. Go, but I didn't want to check it until now. Now I'm legitimately scared. I have no idea who took this photo. That was quite creepy. Very, very creepy. Oh, okay. Let's find the creepypastas from some ordinary gamers Wikipedia page. Yeah, hell no. Yeah, about this. Oh my goodness. Why are we seeing what? Yo, we have to wait for that one. We have to wait for this one. We definitely have to wait for this one. Apples and grapes. Creepypastas. Yes, creepypastas indeed, boys. I still want. Click the trash back can again. What is wrong with me? Mostly it's from video games. Okay. I'm trying to find a perfect. God damn it! I'm trying to find a perfect one. I am still trying. Oh, I remember reading this one. Crypt of the Ancients. That's right. So there's cold. Okay. We're finally gonna read a new Fallout creepypasta called Fallout 4. Revenge is sweet. I should mention that there are spoilers for Fallout 4 ahead. You have been warned. This is also my first creepypasta, so please let me know what you think. If you don't want to get spoilers and all that, so I suggest you leave this video or just skip forward ahead. I don't know, but I'm sorry. About a year ago, I got what I considered to be the greatest job ever. I've been hired by Bethesda to help test their games and aid them in fixing bugs. These are big games, so sometimes bugs can slip through the cracks, though, or deadlines prohibit them from being fixed. So sorry. When I got inside and had my orientation, I got what I consider to be something the best news of my life. I get to help test Fallout 4. I was told my assignment was simple at this point. I was to beat the game as fast as I could, in a way I saw fit. All while writing down any bugs I saw, writing glaring out problems that seemed to enter my mind. I started playing, but kept my mind open. Knowing bugs and glitches would be abundant, I still remember exiting that crowded pod to have my character fall through the floor on my first go. But all in all, it amazed me how well they had the game made already. I happily played through. It was thrilled when I joined the Brotherhood of Steel to find that Liberty Prime was back. And I was damn near cry when I saw Sean on his deathbed. And at work, on the other hand, I was generally liked as I replaced it as rather interesting fellow. We will call him Nick to keep his identity secret. Nick had been fired for threatening female play with bodily harm. He was a slacker and a general creep whom no one liked. So they were too glad to see him go. Within 2 days, I had the game beat. We could take it home for 6 hours of overtime at night. And I turned in my notes. I was then told to log at least like 100 hours in game, and I was to check an area in the southern sector of the map, northeast the corner that is, and give feedback. I was thrilled to see on my list of places to visit was Dunwich Borders. For those who don't know, the guys behind Fallout like H.P. Lovecraft's horror novels, and the company Dunwich Borders LLC, playing on Lovecraft's novel Dunwich Horrors, was the homage to him. Typically, each place related to the supernatural and occult, and could be good for some genuine spooks. I decided to save the best for the last, and wait to go into the Borders on my last day of playing. When I could go home, curl up under a blanket, and scare myself with what I see. When the night finally came, I kissed my wife goodnight at 10, went to my office, sat in my chair, and journeyed to the Borders. On the outside, things were much like they are now. Ton of raiders, clean one patrolling the outside, along with some burnt skeletons in the cage in the bottom. I quickly mowed through them and went into the mines below. This is where things got weird. You see, the inside seemed to be empty. No machinery, nothing artificial, not even a light. Making it so, I had to use my Pip-Boy and a night vision scope on my laser rifle to even see where I was going. So I wrote in my notes that it didn't seem to be believable and that maybe they should add some equipment inside to make the area seem more realistic. I love the lighting though. It gave the area an atmosphere of not knowing what was on. I headed down into the mines, and within a few minutes was startled when the cave started to shake, like an earthquake was happening. Further down, I found a group of raiders. The odd thing was, only one was alive. He wore bloody clothing and was missing an arm. This surprised me, because humans couldn't lose limbs without dying. I put it off, figuring the developers had specifically made this guy as a scare. Keeping my sights on him, I approached to see if he would just attack or would do something. Once I was about 5 feet from him, he let an ear-piercing screech and ran at me, clutching a machete. I quickly killed him and he took the wooden animation, like what you get if you shot a key NPC. He looked at me and said, "He'll have your head." And no one can come into his sight without going mad. He spelled "you're" wrong. We're not going through the whole grammar thing again. We've been through a lot. He then laughed and died. Okay then. My eyes went wide and I carried on. Damn! Going up full of psychological horror props there. I whispered. As I carried further down, I heard a deep voice echo the caves. "Come no further, Seth. Unless you wish to go mad for my revenge." At first, I was shocked. Did the game know my name? I laughed off the thought though after a second and reminded myself, you named your character Seth. Cut's what he calls you by name. So they probably did the same here. I whispered myself. Surprised to see all the effort they put in, I carried on around the corner and heard, "Fine, you have doomed yourself." A jump scare of a ghoul's face flashed on my screen, making me jump before I was rushed from the front by 5 new creatures. They were called Hellspawn. They looked like reskinned feral ghouls and fire seeping through it. This was the only source of light other than my bats, and made short work of them. They were only a little more durable than normal ferals, after all. I heard a voice again. "Congratulations, mortal, you have passed the first test, the test of body. Now, you must pass the test of mind to be graced by my presence." I carried on like normal, excited to see what the test of mind was. I found out soon that lanterns began to guide my path with my feet, making it so I could switch off the Pip-Boy. I didn't know though that a person through. I began to hear music as I entered, slow and eerie as I found my character unable to move faster than walk. I heard a voice once more. No mortal has ever survived this. Its test of mine will end you. My age, all left accident. A mangled corpse that had been cut in half by a truck. It looked like someone had slipped in and took a picture with a camera phone. I nearly vomited at the sight. I began to retch and heave. What the f? What the fuck? I said, what's wrong with these people? You can't have anything. As I went further and further to see what other depraved shit they had in, I was greeted by more images and a few short videos. A pregnant woman killed with her child cut out, and laying next to her. Help! A man with his head split open. Help! All this made me vomit into my trash can. Oh, you're not. Soon enough, I made it to the end. I was greeted by a bunch of Latins surrounding his storyline. Congrats, you made it to the end, Seth. I heard. The voice filled with spite. But I have one more image for you. One that shows you my own personal demon. An image flash. This time, I was greeted with my own face. A day before I started my job at the supermarket. You see, Seth, you aimed me. You took my job. You took my every reason for living. I know I couldn't kill his spirit. You see, this spoke to you when I was told I had 3 days before I was let go. I knew they would have had you come here. You get to be the first to know that I'm going to kill myself 3 days after your first day at work. This is on you, Seth. I'm dead because of you. And isn't that a bitch? The game crashed, and I was left in shock. My mind went racing to Nick, the man I replaced. How no one killed him, or how no one liked him, and in his shoes. I'd probably be pissed off as well. I didn't blame him for blaming me. Hell, I would blame myself at this point. I immediately called my boss and let him know my experience, and he told me he was on his way and he would call 911. I went up and woke my wife, telling her what happened while sobbing. She comforted me until my boss showed up, and we waited in the living room for police to arrive and begin the investigation on the disc. When they arrived, they sized the disc and everything related to him. The detective then sat with me and told me that they checked his out. They found a note clutched in his hand saying, "Revenge is sweet." That was really good. Holy shit. Yo, True and 12. Congratulations for getting the creepypasta of the month. Holy fucking shit. No cliches. Yep, I can see no cliches. No hyper-realistic eyes and all that stuff. And a demon video game and all that stuff. That was really good. That was actually really good. Fallout 4. Revenge is sweet. Which in real life it isn't. That's a story about Ultimate Beastman. I'm joking. Oh, I was joking. Oh my goodness. It's almost like 10 minutes of bedtime. Someone in the comments says, I have a cousin named Eric. I have a best friend named Eric. Was it the theater. Not the theater, the theater. Okay. So to end it all off, possibly, I'm going to read The Theater and the True Story of the Theater. Here we go. Have you ever heard of an old game name called The Theater? Yeah, I didn't think so. Well, probably because many said it doesn't even exist. You see, Theater was an old game released around the same time as Doom. Today, if you ever find it, it's only available on crappy bootleg CD-ROMs, which, more often than not, don't even actually contain the game. The actual legitimate copies that they say were released back in the day feature a blank cover with nothing but the spider of what was since been named the Ticket Taker. He's simply a poorly drawn, pixelated, bald Caucasian man with large red lips wearing a red vest over a white shirt and black pants. God damn, what the fuck in his hand? He's completely expressionless. So this is just dismissed as an urban legend. What's peculiar about the theater, though, is that there is no developer name on the jewel case, nor a game description on the back. It's simply the Ticket Taker on a white background on both sides. The game was initially known for its inability to install correctly. The installation process immediately locks up licensing agreement. Also strange about the licensing agreement for the theater is that whenever the development studio is supposed to be named, the text is simply a blank line. It's people who had claimed to own one of the original CDs said that they figured out how to install the game by simply rebooting the computer on the licensing agreement with the disc still inside. Then they are prompted to press I agree and start up. Then they continue with installation. If player is supposed to the working copy, they have said that the installer window will freeze and stop responding before you can click your first next. But they do also say that their CDs do not freeze. It is known as these, but it's working out internet tension with no proof of the installation effects. Upon proper installation, the game that starts out without any introduction besides a main menu that is simply the sprite of a movie theater's exterior on an empty city street. The title fades in and then the three menu buttons, new game load options. Select the option immediately crashes the game to the desktop. The load is said not to function at all. Even if you have a saved game, nothing happens when you press it. Thus, new game is the only working menu option. Once it's revealed, you're in the first person view. Once it's selected, you're in the You're standing in an empty movie theater lobby, with the exception of the ticket taker standing in front of the dark hallway, which one can only assume leads to the theaters themselves. There's nothing to do but look at the poorly drawn, most eligible movie posters or approach the ticket taker. Once the player moves towards the ticket taker, a very low quality sound clip plays. Thank you. Please enjoy the movie. Each box saying the same thing. You then walk into the hallway, then screen fades to black, and you're back in the empty lobby. And you do the exact thing again. While this may sound like a really horrible game, a number of peculiar things occur as you continue to play. The number of times to get into the hallway to take it before events happen is unknown. Most state that it's completely random and could take anywhere from the first playthrough to the 400th. What happens, though, has deeply disturbed some players. The first occurrence is when the player fades back in as they walk into the hallway. This time they will notice the ticket taker is completely absent. The player then, without any other options, decided to walk into the dark hallway. The sound clip and the text box mentioned previously still play in the absence of the ticket taker. When the player walks in the hallways, the screen does not fade out. It goes pitch they walk deeper into the hall, but the player's footstep or sound clip still playing as they continue to push the up button on the keyboard. Claiming to have played the original game, reports have felt extremely uncomfortable walking down the hallway, anticipating the whole way something horrible is happening. While eventually the player is unable to move forward, there is nothing for a few moments before a strange sprite that is described as Tiki Tiki but with a scroll for a face appears and stands before the player. The original players of the game say their bodies immediately froze up and their stomachs churned. They saw the sprite, which has been appropriately named the Swirly Head Man. Nothing happens as the Swirly Head Man stands before them. The suddenly appears to screech place as the game glitches out. This lasts for a few minutes, with the screeching being continuous. Then the player is abruptly returned to the lobby with all the sounds and graphics being as they should be. The game continues normally for the next couple of cycles of entering the hallway, with a couple of the original players claiming this Swirly Head Man would briefly appear and disappear in the corner of the screen as a brisk yelp sound effect plays. Then, at some point after meeting the Swirly Head Man, the player sees the ticket pacing back and forth, though there's no walking animation. The sprite's limbs are completely static, so he just jumps up and down slightly as a substitute, with his eyes being wide and his mouth open to simulate a worried facial expression. Some players noted that the movie poster had been replaced with images of the Swirly Head Man, which caused them to immediately turn the character's head away from the posters and approach the ticket taker. Then another different low quality sound clip plays, but the speech box contains nothing but corrupted characters that causes whatever text that would have been in the box to be completely illegible. Due to extremely low quality of the sound, it is debated by players what exactly the ticket taker says at this point. That is widely agreed that he says, "Never reach the other levels." Then the screen fades out once again and returns the player back to the starting point in the lobby, but the ticket taker is gone and the hallway is blocked by a large brick wall sprite. Touching the brick wall will immediately crash the game, and that's all there is to it. No one knows what the other levels are or how to gain access to them. Nor is known why this Swirly Head Man causes such acute fear in those who have seen him in the game. All original copies of the theater have either been lost or destroyed, but the creepiest part is the fact that all the original players of the game claim to occasionally see a brief glimpse of the Swirly Head Man out of the corner of their eyes. Right, let's read the final one before big time, boys. The true story of the theater. Oh wait, hold on, I forgot to type it in on the theater. Okay. The theater. Now, the true story of the theater. And we're done with the notes. Okay, so let's create the final creepypasta for the day. It's not something whispered about. It's not something that comes in a plain-looking jewel case. It's not by a nameless, untraceable developer, and it's certainly not supernatural. The game in question is indeed called the Theater R before E. It was developed by a company called Salida Software. I'm fairly sure it's an English company, despite the Spanish name. As far as I know, all they made was learning software out of math suite from them, somewhere around here. So the theater was probably meant to be some sort of a dimensional game. The game was obviously never finished, probably for lack of funding or the whole company going under. The description of this in the story is actually pretty accurate. It's in a first-person perspective, with flat sprites in a 3D environment, and glitchy as hell. Tiki Tiki has an egg-shaped body, and one of his hands is huge. Is huge and misshapen. I think to look like he's reaching toward you for a ticket. The description of the swirly head man is also accurate, just a glitched version of the ticket taker. But I saw a few people saying that he looks like Gygas. You what, bro? That's not the case. The features of his face are just swirled, and all red because his lips are gigantic. I have absolutely no idea why this happens, because while there are a few character sprites in the game's resources, that isn't one of them. Oh, here's to clarify, the sprite is a bit creepy, that's all. It's not terrifying, it's never filled me with a sense of dread. It's just a bit creepy. The gameplay is pretty much exactly as stated in the story, so accurately, in fact, that I think the author just downloaded it somewhere and decided to make a scary story of his experiences. I'll admit that some things can be unsettling, but not, oh my god, crap, your parents scary. Like I said, the game isn't unfinished and very glitchy. I think the idea is to select the move and post it on the wall, enter the theater, and play a minigame. The minigames are glitchy, missing resources, to the point of being almost unplayable, but there doesn't seem to be a time limit on any of them. So you just have to plow through until you've done something right enough times to be dumped into the lobby. What's described in the story is what happens if you don't select the movie. You'll be allowed to enter the theater, but since the parameter of which game to load hasn't been set, you'll just be dumped back into the lobby. Here's where it all gets a bit weird. If you continue to enter the theater without choosing a movie, sometimes creepy things will happen. I'm not sure why, but if I were to make an educated guess, it would be that glitchy past the minigames like this causes variables to reach the values that they weren't meant to, resulting in things appearing where they shouldn't. Or the game's just glitched to hell and back. It's been years, but there are some of the effects I can remember. The swirly man, the swirly head man. It feels like I'm saying the spoolie man. Okay, the swirly head man, movie posters appearing out of the frame, textures change color, legitimately disturbing audio issue, other characters and other areas. The last two are obviously the most interesting ones. Sometimes you'll spawn in a small room with a black floor and the green walls, which will crash the game if touched. Sometimes you'll appear in a room similar to the lobby, with a concession stand, kind of. There's a woman behind the counter with a incredibly poor drawn popcorn machine and soda fountain, but it's all just an image on the wall. It's basically with just a big yellow concession stand mural. I don't remember if you can interact with it or not. The only character that appears worth talking about is a guy in a brown jacket who appears on the sidewalk outside the lobby. Looking back, I don't think the story mentioned this, but to the left of where you start out of the wall is a row of glass doors looking out to the street outside the theater. If you glitch past the minigames enough, a man in a weird-looking jacket, I think it's supposed to be Tweed, it's a mess. With a huge smile on his face, but just on the other side of the doors, staring at you. I mean, a huge smile, like freaking Fred Spark Bushel. What image search if you want. Actually, since he has the same body shape as the ticket, he looks like a bit like the mayor from The Nightmare Before Christmas. His smile isn't big enough. His smile isn't creepy though. Sorry. It's just broad. What is creepy are his eyes. While the ticket ashtray and other sprites will always face you, the smile guy is anchored in place like one of the walls. His eyes, however, are always staring right at you. Just thinking about that gives me chills. Okay. While there's nothing overly scary or supernatural about the game itself, that's one thing that I'll admit legitimately scares me, like a porcelain doll. That's pretty much all there is to the theater. If you can find it somewhere, I recommend downloading it just to see what it's like. Oh, one thing I've forgotten. As stated in the story, getting the thing to run is, to say the least, difficult. I think someone got a hold of all the code and resources and just compiled it and added their own installer or something. Again, there's nothing paranormal about the installation. It just doesn't work well. That isn't shit. Speaking of shit, guys, I'm gonna look for you. Okay. Boom. No. It's not there. What the fuck? The truth about Gygas. Creepypasta. Oh. Okay, that's weird. $20 off. Yeah, read this short story. It's called The Truth About Gygas. If you play Earthbound, then you might see some weird stuff before you face him. Let's get into it. Others know this is a highly supported theory about the creepy backstory of Gygas from Earthbound. What is Gygas? Many of you have probably played or at least heard about the cult classic called Earthbound. Or also known as Mother 2 if you live in Japan. For those of you who have played, you may remember, spoiler alert, the final boss fight against Gygas. I thought I heard something. It has been universally listed as one of the scariest / creepiest bosses ever. What if I told you his third form is an outline of a fetus? Gygas' backstory. The creator of the game, Shigesato Itoi, once had a moment in his childhood that he ruined it. When he was young, he accidentally walked into a wrong movie theater. He walked in on the movie, The Japanese Policeman and the Dismembered Beauty. Or The Military Policeman and the Dismembered Beauty, something like that. He thought he was watching a rape. When he created Earthbound, he supposedly designed Gygas' third form as mostly an outline of a fetus. The scene may also support some of Gygas' dialogue throughout the fight, like, "It hurts" or "I feel good." He also pauses between most of his words, so you can process that too. That is the supposed backstory to Gygas. The whole game itself is also based off of Itoi's childhood, when he saw the supposed rape scene. He was no longer a child, he had matured. The story of Ness in Earthbound is him gaining power and friends. Once he catches Gygas and defeats him, he matures. The whole game of Earthbound is one whole metaphor for growing up. As you can see, it looks like that as someone posted. Outlaw of a goddamn fetus. So yeah, we are officially done here, and yeah, stay tuned for creepypasta reading 6 next month. Next month in August or in September. I don't know. But anyways, if you like this, please give up, which means like, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't want to miss any of my videos. And comment down below the suggestions for the next creepypastas that I should read in the upcoming. So stay safe, stay strong, and yeah, peace.